Hi, I would like to talk. I would like to talk to you about something I found in Scripture. It's an interesting tale from Book of Numbers, and it's from chapter 11, um, starting with um, starting with verse 4. And a mixed multitude that was among them fell lusting, and the children of Israel also wept again, and said, Who shall give us flesh to eat? Remember the fish which we did eat in Egypt freely, the cucumbers and melons and leeks, and the onions and the garlic. But now our soul is dried away. There's nothing at all beside this manna before our eyes. And the manna was as coriander seed, and the color thereof as the color of bdellium. And the people went about and gathered it and ground it in mills, or beat it in a mortar, and baked it in pans, and made cakes of it. And the taste of it was as the taste of fresh oil. And when the dew fell upon the camp in the night, the manna fell upon it. Then Moses heard the people weep throughout their families, every man in the door of his tent, and the anger of the Lord was kindled greatly. Moses also was displeased. And Moses said unto the Lord, Wherefore have you afflicted your servant? And wherefore have I not found favor in your sight, that you lay the burden of all this people upon me? Have I conceived all this people? Have I begotten them, that you should say unto me, Carry them in your bosom, as the nursing father bears the sucking child, unto the land which he swore unto your fathers? Whence shall when should I have the flesh to give unto all this people? For they weep unto me, saying, Give us flesh that we may eat. I'm not able to bear all this people alone, because it's too heavy for me. And if you deal thus with me, kill me, I pray you, out of hand, if I have found favor in your sight, and let me not see my wretchedness. And the Lord said unto Moses, Gather unto me 70 men of the elders of Israel, whom ye know to be elders of the people, and officers over them, and bring them unto the tabernacle of the congregation, that they may stand there with you. And I'll come down and talk with you there, and I'll take of the Spirit which is upon you, and will put upon them, and they shall bear the burden of the people with you, that ye bear it not yourself alone. And say you unto the people, Sanctify yourselves against tomorrow, and ye shall eat flesh. For ye have wept in the ears of the Lord, saying, Who shall give us flesh to eat? For it was well with us in Egypt. Wherefore the Lord will give you flesh, and you shall eat. You shall not eat 1 day, nor 2 days, nor 5 days, neither 10 days, nor 20 days, but even a whole month, until it comes out of your nostrils, and it be loathsome unto you. Because you have despised the Lord which is among you, and have wept before him, saying, Why came we forth out of Egypt? And Moses said, The people among whom I am are 600,000 footmen, and you have said, I will give them flesh that may eat a whole month. Shall the flocks and herds be slain for them to suffice them, or shall all the fish of the sea be gathered together for them to suffice them? And the Lord said unto Moses, Is the Lord's hand waxed short? You shall see now whether my word shall come to pass unto you or not. And Moses went out and told the people the words of the Lord, and gathered the 70 men of the elders of the people, and set them round about the tabernacle. And the Lord came down in a cloud, and spoke unto him, and took of the Spirit that was upon him, and gave it unto the 70 elders. And it came to pass that when the Spirit rested upon him, they prophesied and did not cease. But there remained two men in the camp. The name of the one was Eldad, and the name of the other Medad. And the Spirit rested upon them, and they were of them that were written, but they went not out into the tabernacle, and they prophesied in the camp. And there ran a young man and told Moses, and said, Eldad and Medad do prophesy in the camp. And Joshua the son of Nun, servant of Moses, one of his young men, answered and said, My lord Moses, forbid them. And Moses said unto him, Envy you for my sake? Would God that all the Lord's people were prophets, and the Lord would put his Spirit upon them. And Moses got him into the camp, and he and the elders of Israel. And there went forth a wind from the Lord, and brought quails from the sea, and let them fall by the camp, as it were a day's journey on this side, and as it were a day's journey on the other side, round about the camp, and as it were 2 cubits high upon the face of the earth. And the people stood up all that day, and all that night, and all the next day, and they gathered the quails. He that gathered least gathered 10 homers, and they spread them all abroad for themselves round about the camp. And while the flesh was yet between her teeth, ere it was chewed, the wrath of the Lord was kindled against the people, and the Lord smote the people with a very great plague. And he called the name of the place Kibroth Teva, because there they buried the people that lusted. And the people journeyed from Kibroth Hattava unto Hazeroth, and abode at Hazeroth. Now, in those scriptures right there, let, let's set up the context. And these are the people that came out of Egypt. They're in the they were in the desert for like 2 years. I mean, because Lord was giving them commandments, and Moses and the people were building the tabernacle of the congregation, and all the furnishings, tent in the ark, the tent in which the ark was put in, and all everything that was supposed to be for worship of the Lord, and of course, people that came out of Egypt were complaining that all they see before them is manna before their eyes, and just like they got dissatisfied with what the Lord was providing them, which was manna. And I mean, they had quail one time when they came out of Egypt, but now they wanted meat to eat. He's like, we want our meat. And Moses, Lord got angry, and Moses got upset, and Moses complained to the Lord, and was like, why'd you bring me out into the wilderness to care for these people? They're complaining they want meat to eat. And Lord told him, get 70 men of the elders together, and they'll help you bear the burden with you, and say unto the people, get ready to eat quail, because you're going to eat it not for 1 day or 2 days or 10 days or 20 days, but for a whole month, and it's going to come out of your nostrils, and you're going to hate it. I mean, Lord gave the people more quail than they could stomach, and just and of course he not only gives them more quail than they could stomach, he also killed those people that lusted after having meat to eat, and just I mean, he struck them with a plague, and they ended up dying, and I mean, that's one reason why we should be content with what the Lord gives us. I mean, if it's just bread and water, or like ramen noodles day after day after day, because Lord's watching out for us to get our daily bread. Make sure we have enough food to eat. I mean, Paul the Apostle says that if we have food and raiment, we should be content with that. I mean, so that's an object lesson for today. that we should be content with what the Lord provides us. I mean, as far as food, and of course the Israelites had to learn that lesson the hard way. I mean, so that's all I have to share with you this morning. So have a good day, and may God bless you.